This is another in the first read series where I read a poem by a poet I don't know or know very little about and just have a first experience of that poet's work for the sheer joy of first experiences of poetry. I think, that's what got us into poetry in the first place. And so I like to have it. I might read this completely differently once I know the poet's work a little bit better, know the themes they kind of tend to focus on. But this is just a first reading. So this one is in Kelp Journal, and it's a poem by Frederica Santini. Nice Italian-sounding name there. I don't know anything about her, but I like the name. Cages. I don't read these beforehand. I just pick them at random. Little tempted by the Pantoum here because I just kind of like the form. But Cages, something about the shortness of it just caught my eye, so I'm going to look at it here. Cages. Every time I look at a poem, I look at the form, like I just said. I noticed the Pantoum mentioned. This one, it doesn't look like a traditional form. I don't see rhyme. I don't see specific meter. Sometimes at dawn I can see secret black flowers held deep. Well, inside the uneven stalks of plants. Okay, so first two lines have the same syllable count, then the third goes off. So I'm not looking for a traditional form here. I'm just going to read and see what happens. Cages. The title is, in itself setting us up for something. It's like a cages. It's not a good connotation. Well, let's see what we have. Sometimes at dawn I can see secret black flowers held deep. Love the sound of this. Sometimes at dawn I can see secret black flowers. Even a lot of S sounds in here, alliteration, consonants going on. Black flowers, the nice of the flowers. Sometimes at dawn I can see secret black flowers held deep. So they're held deep. It doesn't say where they're held deep, but right away, looks like we can get that in the next one. They held deep. And why would it be at dawn, like right when the day's beginning? Inside the uneven stalks of plants. So inside the uneven stalks of plants, the stalks aren't even, which, makes sense. But inside of them, there are these secret black flowers. They're held inside, which is a kind of, interesting image that they're not where you would expect a flower, which is at the tip. You can usually see when the flower is going to happen because there'll be a bud waiting and it'll open, but not inside of a stalk. Right? That's not where you see a flower. And the spark of never lit fires. So except the secret black flower is this spark of the never lit fires, or something hidden inside the plant that doesn't come out. And you see it at dawn when things are waking, when flowers wake up, like something like a morning glory opens up, right? Coaxing, escape, waiting for unknown domains to disclose. And we don't get a period here. There is punctuation earlier in the poem, but there's no period here, so I don't know if this just goes on to the next line, but we do get a stanza break. So I'm assuming this ends, right? This spark of never lit fires, the waiting to escape, waiting for the right domains to disclose, like to disclose themselves for the black flowers to come out. The cage of the skin holds its secret. And the skin, I usually call the stalk of plants skin, so it feels like we've just shifted to a person. The cage of the skin holds its secrets. Nice S sound again. Skin holds secrets. The darkness that blossoms inside it, as if the body itself holds a very similar black flower. This spark of never lit fires is just waiting to get out. It just needs this right domain to disclose itself, to surge out. So it's almost as if the skin is a cage for these black flowers that are inside of us to emerge. Or maybe specifically the black flower inside of certain people. I think that this is one of those things that it would really help to know more of the poet's work, so I could kind of base this idea on a larger theme. But right off the bat, just skin and flower coming out. Interesting image. That makes me wonder, with this poet, if she looks at nature a lot, because these uneven stalks of plant, black flowers, a fairly specific image, and if she looks at the body a lot. I'm kind of curious about both of those with these poets to see kind of how that works out. I'm very interested in nature in poetry and how that's expressed. So I kind of think this would be something to explore more with this poet. Once again, this is Frederica Santini, and that was Cages.